work related, it seems like the perfect opportunity, but there's just something here where it's like once you get into it, you're going to get treated differently than what it seems like on the surface. Taking your hand and leading you into something better, or guiding you out of like a really dark situation into something better. So there's definitely a plan. There's like a light at the end of the tunnel. It's just we're right in the midst of the darkness. We're going right into that Mercury retrograde. Literally have a frog here in the King of Pentacles. So it's like kissing a frog to get your prince. Like you're going to come out of this. You're being led and guided out of this into like a happily ever after. You're forever person, like someone who's actually going to take care of you and give back to you and meet your needs, value you, treat you the way that you deserve, take care of you without making you feel like you have to earn it. You have to earn love, you have to earn respect. And it's like with this frog, it's like it's not going to look like you would think on the surface, or it's not going to be right away what you would think on the surface. But then once things transform over time, you'll start to see why you needed this person, or why those qualities that they have are going to be so healing to you, or specifically what you needed in your life at this time. Hi there. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're taking a look into the energy surrounding the new moon and seeing what collective message Spirit wants to give us at this time. It's kind of an interesting one here. I feel like we're all going through kind of a weird time where we're like being tested, and a lot of like false options are being presented. I just got done recording a message for each sign for my Patreon. So I am just now starting that. So if you'd like to join my Patreon, you get access. Brother. Sorry. You get access to weekly horoscopes. So every week I'll be uploading horoscopes for every sign, just taking a look into whatever energy comes through. And quite a few of them, we were getting similar energy of a lot of different options and a lot of like shifts, and there's just a lot of influx and a lot that we're releasing and kind of stepping into. And then with that, there's like a lot of false options that come with the direction that we're meant to go in. So at this time, we are about to move into a Mercury retrograde. We've been in the pre-shadow for the past few weeks, and we're about to step into a retrograde. So this week in particular is very messy, is what we're getting here. And in all of the readings that I did for the week. So the biggest message that Spirit is giving us here is you really want to use your intuition as the biggest tool to like navigate your life at this time and to make certain choices. It's going to be kind of difficult to make certain choices if you try to look at it from like a surface level perspective. It's like you're going to have to rely on what feels right to you, because you may not have the full information or the full picture, but in time things will start to shift and come to the surface. So if you act or you make a strong choice at this time or at this moment, you may not move in the direction that you would when you have more perspective in a few weeks. So it's like the lens that we're looking through or that we're seeing through at this time is not clear. It's distorted or, convoluted. There's a lot of haze where we need to really see exactly what something would be like in the long term. So right now you're just kind of seeing the tip of something or the surface, and there's so much more underneath and there's so much more going on beneath the surface, right? So it's like you have so much more power in your life and in your situation right now than you realize, and you have so much more like opportunities around you. So you don't want to like jump into the wrong thing or like make the wrong move. Is You don't want to end up like going for something or thinking that something is right or just kind of jumping into something even if it doesn't feel fully in alignment because you're like worried or concerned or you're trying to make a decision out of haste. It's like in the long run it will bring about a lot more like regret and wishing you would have like taken that moment to really fill things out or see how things were going to go in the long run. So you have more time than you think to really take a second and see what feels right to you and kind of go in the direction that feels right for you. So it may not be the first initial thing that comes up, the first opportunity or option that comes up, or the first thing that you would want to do or that you would think to do. Um, but it's like if you give yourself this time to have this clarity, then a better choice or a better option is going to arise, and you're going to be really thankful you were able to rise above like the fear, the uncertainty, and wait for the right moment to start to move forward so that you can step into something that's like truly in alignment with you. So, just the first thing that initially pops up may not be like authentic to your soul. I'm getting like you could have like a false twin flame option coming up, or just like a false, say it's like work related. It seems like the perfect opportunity, but there's just something here where it's like once you get into it, you're going to get treated differently than what it seems like on the surface. I'm seeing like a lot of gaslighting, a lot of like people working against you, but then trying to convince you that you're self sabotaging. It's like the love bombing type of energy of like being really giving up front to earn your trust, but then there's just like way more that ends up going on, or there's way more dynamics involved in this, and then you're kind of like stuck. Um, and you're in it and there's not a lot that you can do about it. Whereas if you kind of take a time out and have that patience through this uncertain time, things will start to come to the surface and you will see exactly what you need to see to know exactly how to move and operate for yourself, or the best thing to do. It's like some sort of like gift or opportunity for you to be able to heal yourself is going to present itself in the future once you can get past a lot of this energy here. I'm also hearing if you make a move too quick or you do something too quickly, it doesn't give time for like karma to come back around in the situation or for things to be fully realized. So if you wait something out, then you will be able to see what you need to see, or there'll be something that like comes up to kind of balance things out for you, to where you will feel like you received like your justice or your karma as you're moving forward. Whereas like if you move forward right now, it's like from a place of like fear, like needing to be in like feeling like you're in survival mode and you just like have to make a choice. So you don't want to end up getting caught up in something and then like regretting it later. There's definitely just like more to see. There's also more for you to see within yourself. Like you're a lot more capable and you have a lot more tools available to you just as you are right now. Even with this kind of like confusing energy around you, there's so much more that you can do for yourself in your situation than you're realizing. You may feel like you kind of like need someone else to come in and assist you, but it's like if you get caught up with the wrong person when you're in this vulnerable state, then it ends up putting you back into like another karmic cycle to where you have to like sabotage some aspects of your life just to like escape or kind of break free and get into a better place. So I'm just hearing like don't freak out or be scared with whatever's happening in your life right now. Really trust in spirit and trust in yourself above all and your own capabilities to like work through this and handle whatever's happening in your life at this time. You can trust yourself more than like anyone else around you. You have some sort of like key tool that you can utilize to like heal yourself or your situation as well. But it's like you need a little bit of time to like realize that. Like the dust has to settle for you to gain that clarity to realize your power, your potential, how much you can do, exactly what you can do to help you navigate yourself. So there's like something really powerful within you that's like waiting to come to the surface here. But it's like it's only going to come to the surface once you're no longer vulnerable to anyone else coming in and like taking that or taking power over that or like taking that from you, if you will. So it's like moving away from the people who are wanting to like steal your energy, steal your power. Yeah, any of those like weird games that we were picking up on. What I'm getting is like some of the options around you that you may be considering at this time, just due to the circumstance you're in, it's like you've already seen in the past how that may not work out or serve you, or how that can kind of fall apart. And so it's like you wouldn't be going into that situation naively. It's like you already kind of know deep down all of the things about it that wouldn't really work for you or that aren't exactly what it appears to be on the surface, right? All of the stuff beneath. You're already kind of aware of this, and so it's like to to settle and like go back to this energy or to choose this because it's seems easier in this moment is like it goes so much against like your intuition and what you have like learned throughout your experience. So it's almost like yeah, your spirit won't let you do this, even though it doesn't like make sense. Or it's like deep down, you just know that there's something else that's going to be a lot more in alignment with you. And so having that confidence to be really patient and kind of fight through whatever you're going through internally in order to keep pushing forward in the direction that feels best to you, or kind of healing and being patient. So, whatever that looks like to you, kind of like moving forward without making a solid choice or decision about the direction that you're going in just yet, if that makes sense, keeping things kind of open ended and just focusing on healing and giving back to yourself as much as you can. You're wanting to move towards like relationships and connections that are going to give back as much as you're putting into the situation. So I'm hearing it's like if you want different, then you have to do things in a different way than you have in the past. So you're really like breaking a major cycle here. It's very exciting time. Let's get a few more cards. So you no longer have to settle for relationships that are going to be painful to you, where you are having people, like I said, competing with you, going through any sort of third party situations. You no longer have to just like take it. Like you could have had, even in your family, like it doesn't have to be romantic relationships, it can be work, family, friends, just people around you. Anyone that's like subtly trying to compete with you while making it seem like they really care about you. You in the past you could have felt like, okay, I have no choice but to just like put up with this because this is my family and these are the dynamics. Like you relied on them in some way or you were dependent on them in some way, but you're no longer settling for that. It's like because of that dependency, you felt as though you had to just like settle for the way that certain people treated you. Like in certain relationships and connections, you just couldn't have that power to set those boundaries or to do things differently. And spirit is like shifting you away from this and helping to remind you of your power and bringing people into your life that are truly going to support you and uplift you and give to you the way that you deserve, really care about you like on an emotional level. So you don't need to put up with this anymore. Like you don't have to give in to these dynamics and like jump through these hoops and please other people and deal with all the crazy anymore. It's like you're free to release those burdens and like having the strength to see really clearly. Like before, when you're caught up in a lot of these dynamics, especially if you're in like a really toxic like family dynamic, um, you can feel really prone to feeling like you're responsible for other people's emotions and responsible for keeping everyone else like emotionally in line. And so it's kind of hard to like think logically about what's best for you and do executing what's best for you, because then you always go back to like the emotional thought process of like pleasing others and being concerned about others' feelings and upholding the expectations of like the dynamic. And when you can rise above that and still make a really clear choice and decision for you and act on that and have those strong boundaries, it can be really scary and it can upset a lot of the people around you, but this doesn't affect you anymore. Like once you have more of that ownership over your personal energy and you're no longer putting like other people's feelings and needs and emotions first above yourself, then it doesn't affect you as much. Like the emotional manipulation and all the craziness and anything that they could take away from you, it's like having that confidence to know that you have it within yourself and that spirit is working to help provide you and meet your needs and guiding you to where you need to go. So we literally have a frog here and the King of Pentacles. So it's like kissing a frog to get your prince. Like you're going to come out of this. You're being led and guided out of this into like a happily ever after. You're forever person, like someone who's actually going to take care of you and give back to you and meet your needs, value you, treat you the way that you deserve, take care of you without making you feel like you have to earn it. You have to earn love, you have to earn respect, you have to earn support. You have to deal with all these crazy dynamics in order to get like love and support in your life. It's like you're stepping into like healthier relationships and people that don't do those weird like making you earn it and work for it. It's like they just want to support you and take care of you because that's the type of person that they are, and they see you as this really valuable person as well, just for being you and just for your presence and the love that you give and the boundaries that you set in your life. It's like they have a lot of respect for you, for like how far you've had to come and how much you've had to rise above in your life. And so they just want to like nurture you and give back to you and bring out like the soft side of you rather than always putting you in this like survival energy. So you'll be free to like release the burdens, put some of this down, put this to the side, relax, trust trust that someone else is going to take care of you and follow through, and you don't always have to be like on edge waiting for someone to tell you like what they really think about you or how they really feel or what's really going on. So yeah, trust in spirit, that spirit's kind of like taking your hand and leading you into something better or guiding you out of like a really dark situation into something better. So there's definitely a plan. There's like a light at the end of the tunnel. It's just we're right in the midst of the darkness. We're going right into that Mercury retrograde. And so we have to kind of work all the way back to where we were in the beginning of the pre shadow to then move forward again and have that clear perspective and that clear picture and see things in a more authentic or transparent way, to be able to know exactly what to do, where to go, how to move, who is right for us and best to have in our life. And it's like with this frog, it's like it's not going to look like you would think on the surface, or it's not going to be right away what you would think on the surface. But then once things transform over time, you'll start to see why you needed this person or why those qualities that they have are going to be so healing to you, or specifically what you needed in your life at this time. So really trusting the process and like the how everything's like alchemizing and transforming in your life at this time for the better. So the butterflies here too. It's like moving, you're in that cocoon phase, and then you're going to kind of like break out and everything's going to be new and different and confusing and foreign and scary. But then it's like once you adjust, then you start to see things differently and realize that's exactly what you needed all along. So the frog never really does change into the prince. It's more of our perspective. Like we see the frog as the frog right away because we don't see our knight in shining armor and our prince charming as that whenever we're coming from a distorted lens or perspective or an unhealed perspective. We're going to see our knight in shining armor as just like a frog until we transform on the inside and we realize that frog is actually our prince. Like that's actually exactly what we've needed, what we've been praying for, what we've been longing for, what we've been asking for. But it's like we needed to go through some sort of inner transformation within ourselves to be able to see everything around us in a clear light, in a clear perspective, to see what's healthy and good clearly, and choose that and feel really good about choosing that and going in that direction. So there's kind of like a process to get there. So yeah, that's all I have. I just want to say again, you can join my Patreon to get weekly horoscopes, and eventually I'll have like some more videos and pick a cards and things like that on there. For now, every week I'll be putting a horoscope up for each sign. So the link for that will be in the description. But thank you so much for watching this far. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you have a really great day.